Well, greetings, everyone, and welcome to a very special online event today. It's called Explore Healing Love Qigong, the Taoist path to alchemize arousal energy for a healthy brain, vitality, and joy. My name is Stephen Dynan. I'm the founder and president of the Shift Network, and it's really a blessing and an honor to be here with you, getting to learn from a renowned master who has long been helping open up new understandings of deep ancient practices for alchemizing our sexual energy, working with our whole energy system for awakening, transformation, and joy. His name is Grandmaster Mantak Chia. He's written many books. He's taught for several shift programs. He's a grandmaster of inner alchemy and Qigong. And today's really going to provide some enlightening insights and practices to help guide our evolution and to really harness the arousal energy for our most healing purposes. So, Grandmaster Chia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, I want to let everyone know up front, we are blessed that this isn't the end of the line today. We're actually going to have a chance to hear about a brand new upcoming program on Healing Love Qigong that Grandmaster Chia is going to lead. So we'll share more about that towards the end of the hour as well. So Grandmaster Chia, I'd love for you to share a little bit about your personal story of what brought you to really see the importance of Healing Love Qigong, as you call it, as a practice for human betterment, for your betterment and the betterment of humankind.
Yeah, I like this kind of Qigong because I born in Thailand and a Chinese community. From early age, in the morning, they always like to go to the park. And I live near the park, very close to the park. So I always like to walk, to play there. So I watch them doing Qigong meditation in the morning. So I say, I'm interested in it. So when I express interesting, they see me a boy, you know. So they say, okay. Usually children, the age like me, like Tom, just like to play. But I like to learn. So I started to learn from them, you know. And later on, I have a chance to meet the real master. So I study with him, and he see my progress very good and understanding the concept of the Tao practice, because internal work. In the ancient time, they said they have to have somebody understand the insight and the concept in everything. So not everybody. So the teacher or the master choose the student, not the student choose the master. So when I met him and he started to teach me first level of opening the orbit, and I started to I pick it up very quick. And later on, when he started to teach me the healing love, and I very interesting, you know, and all this. So I started to learn from him, you know.
And so you've mentioned the sort of the orbit and healing love. So give us a little understanding of how Qi operates in our system and how it creates these cycles and circuits that we can harness.
Yeah, so in the Tao practice, they have so they discover the meridians, or we call acupuncture point. But acupuncture point, they have a certain pathway. So they have 12 meridians running into the body. And we have both sides, so 24. So one side 12, another side 12. So they combine together 24 channels. So the major part is the microcosmic orbit. That means a ring around the city. That means a road start from the spinal cord, coccyx, come up to the crown, and from the crown coming down to the mid eyebrow, to the nostril, to the palate, and down the throat, and down to the navel, dantian. So the dantian, where the energy can store. So they discover that the difficult part is the energy go up to the head is very easy. So a lot of people, when they do meditation or they think too much energy up to the head. Okay, and it makes the head overheat. But coming down is difficult because coming down, you have too many openings. You have the palate, you have the nostril palate, and it's an opening here. So they started to discover a way to connecting the channel. Okay, and it's very important. But energy go up easy, but energy have to come down. It's difficult. So when this channel open, now the sexual energy is always on the lower center here a lot. So human start from the puberty until for women up to about 45 to 50, the menopause stop. The sexual hormone reduce. But men, when they continue keep on it, they go up. The sexual energy is still continue producing. So we are teaching them how to activate all the gland system, because the gland system is the one that help as a messenger, telling body, telling hormone system when to release. So that's why we have activate the different gland system. So woman menopause can be one of the very important practice in the Tao, because we divide yin and yang had to be balanced. So the particularly about women is beneficial for them to activate the gland system through the practice of we call knife flower, which is the massaging of the nipple and the breast. We believe that women in menopause can be experienced in after the menopause, they can experience an increasing in energy. Our senior instructor have noted that this practice can be particularly helpful in curing conditions like endometriosis and hot flash. Men, for the Tao, there is no shame or anything. You just have to learn how to massage your testicle, because the testicle producing testosterone. And when you massage them right or do work on right, now the hormone continue producing until very old age. But if we don't do anything with it, eventually all these things become slow down, and eventually lesser.
So maybe share a little bit about why this recirculation of energy and the activation of testosterone and circulating energy is so important for longevity and overall spiritual awakening as well.
Because in the Tao said, humans have so much sexual energy start from the navel down to the pubic floor. So we call the sexual region. And this area constantly accumulate a lot of sexual energy. For men, the sexual energy accumulate there, combined with the sperm, they have to have divide into energy and the sperm. So when energy and sperm combine together, they have energy to carry on to have offspring. So that's why this sexual energy, we have to be learned. There's so much there. So in the Tao practice, we not go have children all the time. So in the Tao said, but we are continuous producing sexual energy. And sexual energy is the most powerful creating power, the most powerful healing power, and the most powerful rejuvenating power, because it can create a human. So the first step we teach the people, when the sexual energy, like in men, it change to sperm. In woman, it go into the egg. So in the Tao practice, we can learn how to take the energy from the sperm energy. We call the Jing Qi, the sexual energy. Draw them back up by transform them first. So we have a transformation. We call three light. We have the sun, moon, and star. So the light, sun shining on the ice, change the ice into water, liquid state, from solid state to liquid state. And the sun shining on the liquid state, change the liquid state into gas, Qi. We call energy, Qi. So energy is going up. but sexual energy is going down. For men, sperm is going out. For woman, menstruation, ovary, when is no conception, the body will clean them out, use blood to clean them out. So in this process, in the Tao state, we lose energy. So if we can take this process, take the energy on the egg, take the energy on the sperm, bring them back up, is the energy.
What are some of the implications of the transformation of the qi energy?
So we usually guide the people to say we want the sexual energy is start from is stored in the below the navel up to the pelvic floor. So there's a lot of sexual energy there. It's constantly there. So we call when we're connecting with these three luminance in the sky. I mean this eye connecting with the sun, and this eye connecting with the moon, and this forehead, mid eyebrow here, connecting with the star. So when we combine the three luminance in the sky, they have a power to transforming any solid state into liquid state, and from liquid state change into gas. We call qi energy. So that's how the process we work on these three luminance in the sky first. And when they experience that the sexual energy can transform, now we guide them to have a pathway to bring the sexual energy up to the brain. And that's what the Tao said, return the sexual energy to revitalize the brain. So return the sexual energy, as I say, that you need a process. Okay, the sexual energy alone cannot go back up to the brain. But if we change them from the sexual energy back to qi, so in the Tao regarding this sexual energy that change into qi is 100,000 times energy better than the food. We need to eat food, okay? And we get qi, we get energy. Okay, but those energy is, in the Tao we say, is low class. That means very low grade of energy.
Can you say more about, I know there's a term of crystal palace for understanding how the glands work together in the brain, and specifically how that leads to the Shen Qi and golden nectar.
So we said the middle of the brain. So if we have the mid eyebrow and the back, make one line, and the top of the ear, left and right, we make a line. So when they cross, these two lines cross together, we call the crystal palace. Actually, it's all the thalamus, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, everything is around in the center of the brain. And this one, in the Taoism, we always look at them that they can take in light, they can reflect light, and they can channel the light to wherever they need. So we call, because our eyes see the see light, and we have the optic nerve on the back, so that the light will be reflecting on the back. So when the light that we see, so we started to train a person that when we learn how to close the eyes or stay in the darkness, and when they close the eye and see the violet light, okay, because the whole universe covered with violet light. So when we started to see darkness, when we keep on looking to one level, the darkness turned to violet light. And when we look at the violet light to one level, it becomes more brighter violet light. So when the brighter violet light, that is what we need, because every cell in our body need this dark violet light. And the dark violet light is the communicating light between the cells. Yeah. And that is one research in the West discovered that when the cell have no dark violet light, they turn themselves into a cancer cell. So that's quite amazing discover of this dark violet light. Yeah.
Can you share a little bit more about the golden nectar and how that really is created?
So when we put the tongue up, so usually we have the three positions. One is behind the teeth, we call the Qi line. One is in the middle, we call the fire line. And one is all the way back. The tongue curved to the back, we call water line. So water line, when we turn the tongue, move the tongue up, back, okay, and you're pressing on the behind the palate, behind there. So when you put your tongue up, touching, we call the water line. So when you move them all the way back there and you touch there, and when you are aware of the thalamus, hypothalamus, you have pituitary gland, pineal gland, thalamus, hypothalamus, that is all come nearly in the center. And that is a lot of fluid, or we call it liquid. And it producing all these, all the hormone system in the center. So when we can activate the tongue and move the tongue up to activate the thalamus, because the tongue makes an energy connection. So when the tongue up to the palate and curve them up, now you activate the energy from the base, okay, coming back up and come up to the crown. And because of the activation of the tongue and activate of the energy, it stimulates the thalamus, hypothalamus. They have pituitary gland, pineal gland, thalamus, hypothalamus gland. So when they receive this, especially what we call the sexual energy, because sexual energy is a creation power. It can be do anything we need. In this part, we want this sexual energy come up to the brain to stimulate, to activate the gland system. And now when you activate, now it started to secretion more nectar, more we call elixir or nectar from the glands.
And what do you do with the nectar once it starts to formulate from the glands?
Yeah, the nectar is come from, we know that it comes from that means we know that when we see light, see color, and when we focus on it, they're stimulated to producing more, we call hormone system. Okay, so that's why we call when we feel love, when we make love, when we feel orgasm, love and compassion, all these will activate the brain to activate more hormone system. And when it have enough, it's like nectar started to be dripping down into the palate and down to the throat. Usually we swallow them down and we started to spiraling it and change this liquid into qi, to life force. We call energy.
I think now that you've said a little bit of context and understanding for us, it might be a good time to lead us in the 9-flower Qigong practice that you wanted to guide everyone in today.
Yes. So we need to stand up in the 9-flower Qigong. So we stand up. So the first step, we rub the hand warm. And we ask for more energy, qi. Okay, so you chart the fingers. So especially 3 fingers, index, middle, and ring finger. So we chart these 3 fingers. Okay, so we inhale. So we inhale, exhale to the palm and finger 9 times. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now you've started to feel your finger, palm breathing, and finger have feeling. finger have vortex. So no matter you are aware or not aware of it, our fingerprint is a vortex. So when you are aware the fingerprint, tip of the fingerprint, the vortex is spinning like this. And everybody have the vortex that are spinning, nobody the same, okay? So every person receive energy from the universe in their own pattern because their own fingerprint spinning on the vortex are different from other people. So that's why if people training this one simple every day, they can feel the tip of the finger have qi and energy, and they gradually can feel the energy spinning in the tip of the fingers, okay? So that's the first step, you have qi in the hand. And after that, you hit them, rub it warm, and you touch on the nipple. So that is so nipple we call the master gland, because this nipple we call master gland because it's connecting or activating controlling all the other glands. So when you touch the nipple, you are aware your thymus gland, and that is very important part. It controls the immune system, control the heart and everything. Then we working together with the heart. And thymus, and we have thyroid, parathyroid gland, and we have salivary gland, because when we do this, a lot of saliva also come out, the salivary gland. And we have pituitary gland, and we have the pineal gland, and we have thalamus and hypothalamus in the middle. And when we finish the top part, so from the thymus, thyroid, parathyroid, salivary gland, pituitary gland, pineal gland, thalamus, hypothalamus. Now it's coming down to adrenal gland. We have the pancreas is also regulating as a gland system, pancreas. So pancreatic is very important. So pancreas, adrenal gland, okay, women have ovary, uterus, and men have the prostate gland and testicle. So all these things is our endocrine gland system, and is the one that carry message, how the organ want to active, especially season change. The gland system will start to activate according to the season. But in the Tao, they said the master gland, we have to do it. So often nowadays, modern time now, sometimes we're not aware of it. So a lot of people have gland system problem. So they have to take hormone, synthetic hormone to activate the gland, the gland system. But in this one, if the people practicing it, very simple. So when you rub the hand warm, you touch on the nipple. So you started to, and the leg have to be moved this way, because it activates when you're standing still, and when you lift up one leg, we call this is yin and this is yang. And when you put the leg down and the other leg, so this yang, the yin now. So when yin yang is creating qi, so we call yin yang leg. After that, when you get the finger ready, you touch the nipple and you focus on it. So when you spiral on the nipple and you tap your thymus gland and you feel that this arousal, or you feel something when you meet the nipple, you feel arousal, orgasm. And the Tao said this is very important energy. So you bring this arousal, orgasm feeling, activate the thymus gland. Because in the Tao said, arousal, orgasm is our energy. So humans are so much need this kind of arousal, orgasm energy. So we have so many stimulation, okay, in the entertainment and all this kind of thing. So in this one, when you activate the nipple and activate the thymus, and you spiral, and when you feel that, hey, I feel the thymus activate, okay. If you cannot feel it, tap them again, tap, and you spiral, and you feel this arousal, orgasm, activate the thymus gland. Because thymus gland is we call little heart. It helps working together with the heart. Yeah. So when we go on, now we go to the thyroid parathyroid gland. So we touch them here, and you are aware and bring this arousal orgasm to activate the thyroid parathyroid. And the next one, so the leg have to move. And when you activate the nipple and you are aware the salivary gland, that is a big gland, okay, salivary gland. So you activate the salivary gland. Now we come up, activate the pituitary gland. So in the mid-eyebrow, inside the pituitary gland. The gland, we cannot do much anything because it's inside. But the nipple is a master gland, they connect it. So when you tap it and you are aware this arousal orgasm and you are aware this pituitary gland, and you smile to it and you guide this arousal orgasm, that you feel that this arousal energy activates the pituitary gland. And we have pineal gland. So from the nose, make a 45 degree, tap on the crown, and inside 45 degree in the middle, that is the pineal gland. Okay, so when you tap it and you activate it, and you bring the arousal energy to activate the pineal. And finally, thalamus, hypothalamus in the middle. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the middle. So when you make it, you activate the thalamus, hypothalamus. So we finish on the top part. Now we come down to adrenal gland, navel, in the solar plexus. Both sides is the kidney. Above the kidney, the adrenal gland. Okay, and the adrenal gland producing adrenaline make the heart pump. So we call adrenal gland is fire. It producing adrenaline to make the heart pumping, and that is quite very important. And our heart has to be pumped. So so we coming down adrenal gland. Now we come down for lady, ovary and uterus. So for men, it comes lower, we call prostate gland. So we spiral it. And finally, when it comes down, we call the testicle. When you come down on the pubic bone, that is the man is the prostate gland. For lady, navel on the both sides is ovary and uterus below here. So that's ovary, uterus. So we are aware of the gland system and you activate them. In a Tao believe that gland system inside, but you have one important link, and that is the nipple. And that is how this we call the 9 flower. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all the one that activate all the gland system to activate the major gland system in the body. Gland system is inside, but they discover this is the link.
Perhaps you could share a little bit about how much of this work is solo work, that you're just working with your own gland system, and when do you engage in partner work in terms of working with arousal energy?
So because when in the Tao state, when we feel arousal, okay, when we feel arousal, is all the gland system activate. Okay, so arousal. So arousal activate all the gland system. And when we go into orgasm, we activate all the organ system. Because when we make love, the body say, oh, we're going to have another offspring. So the form is already programmed inside. When we make love, the body think that we want to have an offspring. We want to have a baby. Okay, so the body says no. This is important. We need to get all our organ system, all the gland system, keep this hormone system together. So we call arousal. So arousal activates the gland system. When we make love to one level, orgasm, all 5 major organs, it started to give energy giving their best energy to combine together, we call arousal, orgasm. And finally, this is the best energy. So in the Tao state, the timing is very important. When you feel the gland system combine energy and the organ system started to giving the best energy, now is the time to harvest. We call 7 and 8. That means 1 to 6 is arousal, and 6 to 8 is orgasm. But 9 and 10 is ejaculation. So the body order, all the gland system, hey, keep all your best energy in the gland system. So we call it arousal state. All the gland system keep energy. And when it's very high, 7 and 8, close to ejaculation, we call orgasm state. So orgasm state means organ keep all the best energy. So gland system, organ, best energy combined together, and this one we call the best energy. So now when men ejaculation, this energy go together with the sperm. So in the Tao concern about this energy, how much we can get on the arousal and orgasm and give them to the sperm, the baby come out is very smart, healthy, and very good.
So it's a lot about really concentrating. So it's good to send the energy out when you're actually trying to make a baby, but it's better to hold it in or circulate it. And what do you do once? So all of the 9-flower Qigong practices. So that is more to work with the energy as it circulates within.
Yes. So you prepare. You have to train first, because in a Tao state, the healing love is a practice. Okay, you need to practice first, and when you make love, you know what to do. When you make love, and you don't know you don't know what to do. All we do is, okay, instantly I make love and ejaculation and finish, okay? And lady also need to prepare the egg, because every month to certain time after the menopause for 1 week, the egg produce. So the egg is a bigger cells in human cells. So they have a practice how to activate the gland system, how to activate the ovary system, how to activate the uterus system, and how to breathing and aware the egg energy, and return the egg energy. Egg is the bigger cells and a lot of energy, qi, life force there, and how to bring this energy backward. Otherwise, when there's no conception, the body just, okay, nobody want it and nothing happened, so they wash them out. So we waste their energy.
Makes sense. I know that this also is connected to the development of compassion and also fueling energy for other organ systems. So maybe talk a little bit about how you're working with the alchemy of the sexual energy to cultivate more compassion and specific kinds of organ healing as well.
Because the heart is the only organs that can be, we call the heart producing love, okay? And when love producing is creating an aura, and this aura attract more energy there, okay? So that we call the heart is store love, store joy, store happiness. But we can multiply them by training the heart to be feel love, joy, happiness, and it radiant out. When it radiant out as a loving energy, it attracts more energy in. But when the heart not shining, heart is the only organs can shining and radiance. Okay, when it's shining radiant out, so we need this heart. So in the Tao beginning, we use this heart shining radiant out to the other organ first, the spleen, the kidney, the lung, the kidney, and the liver, 5 major organs. So we practicing the heart have love, and the heart have love, it have to shining radiant out to activate all the other organs, because organs have to work as a team. A president cannot do everything, okay? The president success because they have a good team. The human success because they have the heart. They can shining radiant out to all the other organs and make all the other organs work together with the heart. We call it a good team leader, okay? So when a good team leader, they have to shining radiant out to activate all the other team members. So that's why the heart, the only organ, can shining and radiant our love, joy, happiness into the other organ. The other organ cannot shining radiance. But when they receive love, joy, happiness, they activate their own good virtue by themselves.
Beautiful. Maybe share a little bit about how these, as the energy moves into different organs, that you have the concept that organs themselves can actually have their own miniature orgasm. Can you share more about that?
Yeah, the orgasm means the energy that come together and creating another energy, okay? And that's why the heart is still very important. When the heart feel love, joy, happy, appreciation, that is the heart beginning have this orgasm energy. We call the heart. You feel love, you feel joy, feel happy like a sun, like the sun, like this shining. We call the sun, and the heart can shining and radiance. So when the heart started to shining radiant out more love, so now we want to guide them down to the spleen. Because fire creating earth, and that is spleen. And the spleen started to have spleen, yellow color, and orgasm is fair and trusting energy. So that is the good virtue. So the heart, love, joy, happy, appreciation. And the spleen is trust. Okay. And the spleen, earth, creating metal, lung. So lung and the good virtue of the lung we call courage. So it's white light and courage. Okay. So we only talk about the positive emotional in this practice. They also have negative emotional, which we're not going to talk about in this part. So when the lung give, when you have receive energy from the spleen and shining into the lung grow up with white light and courage. And when the lung grow up with courage, now the attract rain. We call mountain range have a lot of mineral. So the lung is the metal and attract rain, and that is come to the kidney. So kidney we call water, soft, gentle, calm water. So water gives birth to the tree and liver. So liver is a 3 elements. So we have 5 elements, 5 major elements. They have to move in a team. We cannot just cultivate the heart alone. The heart alone cannot do anything. It cannot do everything. A president cannot do anything, all the things. They need many people under them. They're good people, healthy, good, smart people to do the work. And there's a big teamwork. Okay, so that's the organ is the teamwork. If one organ sick, we're gonna be one very important position are missing. So that's why we take care of the heart can give this healing energy to all the organs. And finally, from liver back to the heart. So liver, tree, give birth to the fire. So the tree get the branches put in the fire burn. And now you radiate our love, joy, happiness again. So that is we call a creating cycle and make all 5 major organs in the creating cycle, not in the conflict cycle. So the Tao believe that we, human, are born with conflict. That means when we grow up, we grow in a conflict. Okay? And we are, every day we spend so much energy to dissolve the conflict. Okay? Nobody have the same idea. Nobody will agree everything to do. So dissolve conflict, That is the power and energy of the leader, okay, dissolving the conflict. The same thing in the heart is the leader. And when the heart can shine radiant out good energy, it can dissolve the organ conflicts cycle.
Well, Grandmaster Chia, you are clearly a fountain of such deep wisdom on these subjects, and there's just so much to learn. And you've spent your whole lifetime mastering it. So I want to spend some time now talking about your upcoming program with Shift, which is really an extraordinary opportunity to learn straight from you as a grandmaster of this work, how to work with our sexual energy so that it becomes healing love energy that we can alchemize and work with our entire system, nourish our brains, our bodies. So Grandmaster Chia has agreed to teach a brand new program for Shift. It's called Healing Love Qigong with Grandmaster Mantak Chia. Alchemize your sexual and spiritual energy into whole body nourishment, vitality, and joy. You can find it at the URL healingloveqigong.com. That's Qigong, healingloveqigong.com. It's a 7-week program, and there's no prerequisites. It's really just if you feel intuitively drawn to learn this work and be able to master your energy systems in this way, Grandmaster Chia warmly welcomes you to join. So Grandmaster Chia, it'd be great to have you give a little bit of a higher level overview of your intention for the program, and then I'll read out the modules and you give us a preview of what's coming in each.
Yes, in the Healing Love, we have the basic opening the orbit, which we will review also in this Healing Love. We will talk about and we guide you through the energy, because the sexual energy have to bring upward, okay? Because sexual energy cannot bring upward, it stay there, it's going to get out. It's just, we continue producing sexual energy, we need to transform them. So we have to change the sexual energy back to Qi first. So we have 3 light, sun, moon, star. So we teach you how to develop this internal light, like internal sunshine, shining right down to the sexual organ and change the sperm or the egg back into energy. That's the first step. So when we channel them to energy, now you can channel them up to anywhere.
Beautiful. So module 1 is called Establish a Connection with Earth's Power to Ground Yourself and Rejuvenate Your Body's Vital Functions.
Yeah, so module 1, we started to learn. We have 2 channels from the perineum up to coccyx, up the spine, up to the crown. We call the governor channel. Actually, most people very easy get it. But to bring down, this one we have too much blockages. So oftentimes we have too much sinuses are blocked. So when the orbit are open, some people have too much mucus blocking all the sinuses. And that is quite a little bit difficult to open. So when we started to opening it, some people started to feel that opening the nostril and can breathe much better. And the energy started to, so we guide you through how to opening the channel. And after that, when we channel open, and we teach you how to develop the 3 light, we call 3 luminance, sun, moon, star. We make connection with sun, moon, star. And when you have this sun, moon, star inside you, you can learn how to shining radiant. Now we started to learn how to understand a transformation. Change the water, change the liquid into Qi, okay, and change the Qi back into life force, into more higher life force energy.
Module 2 is called Prevent Your Sexual Energy from Leaking and Strengthen Your Pelvic Floor with Muscle Contraction Exercises.
So when we stand up, all the organs, including the brain, are put all the weight on the pelvic floor, especially the left and right side. So that's why how to strengthening the pelvic floor and bring this sexual energy on this pelvic floor backward. Because all the sexual energy is always go down and waiting to go out. So we call return the flow of this sexual energy back. So it is a process of returning this sexual energy.
Module 3, balance your energy, increase memory, and revitalize your brain with ovarian and testicular breathing and cool draw.
So in the Tao, we say sexual energy is a creating power. So they can do anything. When you put them up to the brain, they say, oh, okay, you want me to fix the brain? I will do it. So we call return the sexual energy to revitalize the brain. And it's really, really, when you're really practicing it, you can use your brain until you're quite old. Okay, we're quite old. Because we drain this brain so much. We think, we do everything, but we never know how to return this sexual energy. We can eat so many vitamins and everything for the brain, but they need qi, also energy, sexual energy, because sexual energy is a creating power. So once you take this sexual energy, return them back up to the brain, it started to fixing, repairing, increasing brain memory. And that is what written down many thousand years old, return the sexual energy to revitalize the brain. But it's just, the formula is so simple.
Module 4, discover the unique benefits of Taoist tendon stretching and activate your endocrine system, improve blood flow, and balance your hormones.
When you activate the nipple, because it's a master gland, and you activate what gland you want to activate them. You tap them and you spiral, bring arousal orgasm into that gland. And when you tap the mid eyebrow, pituitary gland, and thalamus, hypothalamus, and you activate the gland, so now the body know that, oh, you want me to bring this arousal orgasm creating power to this area. So the body started to do it.
Beautiful. Module 5, activate the love vibration and multi-orgasmic energy to enhance sex and revitalize your brain with orgasmic upward draw.
So now when you make love, so we have the single cultivation. That means when I teach you, it's single cultivation. And we also teach you a dual cultivation, how you do with a couple when you make love. And when you make love, you feel highly arousal, orgasm, okay? And now when you pause for a moment, you can aware the sexual energy and you can draw this sexual energy upward, okay? So in the Tao state, when you practicing to one level, in the beginning, when you make love, when you learn how to draw the sexual energy up, and when the end, a lot of process of making love, there's so much gland system activate, so much hormone system activate. And when all these things, we call arousal, activate all the gland system, orgasm, all the organ give the energy. So when you hold this sexual arousal and the gland system and organ energy up, we call arousal orgasm, and harvest this orgasm upward. And you can exchange this energy with your partner, and your partner can give you more yin energy. So we call men a more yang energy can give to the woman. And woman yin energy can give it to the man. So it is exchanging energy. So they are more balancing and there are a lot of healing power.
Module 6, transfer sexual energy using 5 lines to improve overall health and longevity and become multi-orgasmic.
Yeah, so we have the pelvic floor have 5 regions, and we have the middle line that is in the center line. We call center channel. And we have the back channel, we call the spinal cord channel, all the way from the base up to the back, the coccyx cecum up to the spine, we call the back line. The back line is a major line because it's directly from a connecting to the sexual organs. And when you open this back line, you can draw sexual energy up into the spinal cord and come up to revitalize the brain. And we have the left and right line, which can bring the sexual energy directly into each organ, back and left line. And we have the middle line is the center line that we talked about that already. And we have the front line that bringing the sexual energy more in the front area organ.
And finally, module 7, exchange yin and yang energy to experience the valley of orgasm and amplify love, compassion, and immunity.
So when a couple practice, there are so many, we're talking about how to bring yin and yang combine together and creating another we call the spiritual body above you. So we have three: physical, soul, and spiritual body. And they become like one, because when this energy come out and combine together, reunite together, the universal energy, the nature energy, the planet energy, the universal energy, we can absorb this energy into the practice. And that's how we call the reunion.
Well, it's an extraordinary program, and clearly you have such a depth of mastery and wisdom in this area. So again, the whole program is laid out in detail at healingloveqigong.com. So if you participate, you're going to get not only the 7 90-minute live sessions, which will include your ability to ask your questions directly of Grandmaster Chia. You also get recordings of every session, both video and audio. You'll have word-for-word transcripts as well to work with, study, and highlight. There's weekly exercises for home, Facebook community to support you and deepen community around the world, as well as small group time to connect with other participants. And on the page, you'll also see a number of extra bonuses designed to enhance your journey. There's a ebook from Grandmaster Chia called Heighten Your Health through Jing Qi. There's also another ebook called Sexual Reflexology to harness the potential of Jing Qi. And there's a special bonus that's available only for those folks who sign up by midnight tonight Pacific time. This is an ebook from Grandmaster Chia called Healing Love with Taoist Wisdom. So can you share a little bit more about that special bonus folks get when they sign up today?
Yeah, so we have all these written down, the teaching in the book. So each one is especially address certain teaching that I'm doing. So the I like to I like to write and like to make picture, and that is my hobby. Okay, so when I want to teach something, I always decide the slide, decide the picture and make slide, and after that we make it into a books and a booklet like that.
Beautiful. Well, it's clear you have so much passion and so much wisdom in this area, and that's a great extra reason to sign up today to get the Healing Love with Taoist Wisdom ebook. So it's clearly going to be such a valuable program. We've kept the investment very accessible. It's just 3 payments of $128, or you save 10% when you pay in full with one payment of $349. The course is going to begin June 20th and run Thursdays at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. But even if you can't make the live times, you can still get the full value with the recordings, transcripts in the community as well. And you'll see on the page, there's so many great testimonials, gratitude to Grandmaster Chia. Somebody said, best course I've ever done, greater health, vitality, and longevity. So much joy in the exercises. These exercises do more than you would think. Amazed at how powerful the info was. So really great testimonials for the power and impact of this work. And all the details are at healingloveqigong.com, and you'll get the special bonus when you sign up by midnight tonight, the Healing Love with Taoist Wisdom. So Grandmaster Chia, any final words that you'd like to share with folks who are considering going further in their studies with you?
I really happy, and through the ship network, we can see connecting to so many people, and it's a chance for me to share the wisdom, and all this wisdom and knowledge and practice is very valuable, and it's a real practice. It's no mumbo jumbo, just the theory and practice, and it's very practical, because I like to learn something that works for me, so it can work for other people, and that's why I always learn something that it don't work, this work. After when you learn so much and you started to see so many master and teacher, and learn so much about what is very practical, what is not practical, and that's what my passion is, giving something very valuable and work for people, and that's my love and compassion. Okay.
I can really feel the sincerity in that. Thank you, Grandmaster Chia. And thank you all for joining. Look forward to seeing many of you in the program.
Thank you. I hope to see all of you.
Bye-bye.